Hello, my name is Charles Ardinger, and I'll be working with you in your English 100 class this semester as your instructor. Because this is an online class, we won't really have a lot of personal contact with each other, so I thought it would be a good idea to let you see my face and hear my voice and learn a little bit about me in the way that I'm going to be learning a little bit about you as we continue. So, again, Charles Ardinger is my name. I've been working here at Coastline College since 2013, beginning in the Student Success Department as a tutor and becoming an instructor in these English classes, and I've enjoyed almost every minute of it. I also want to say that I am a particular expert in the subject of English grammar. I love English grammar. I like to talk about English grammar. I like to answer questions about English grammar. And so if you have any of those, I really hope that you will ask them and give me a chance to have that conversation. I imagine that you'll learn more about me as we continue, but I also want to tell you a little bit about the special features of the online class that you're about to take. And to do that, let's take a look at our class's homepage. This is our class's homepage, which I'm very proud of because I designed it myself. As you can see, it looks a little bit strange, especially where the word composition breaks right here. That is an effect of the small window that I'm using for my recording system. Your screen is probably larger and will probably not break up the graphics in that particular way. That's not entirely relevant. What I really want to show you are some features of the website that will be useful to you as you continue through this class. First, I want you to notice that this home page comes with a schedule of your assignments. So for instance, as you see here, on June 19th, you'll be asked to turn in your student introduction discussion. And then on June 20th, there's a quiz and an assignment, and so forth. You can always use this schedule to let you know where you are in the class. You look at the schedule, you look at your calendar, you say to yourself, this is what I've got due, this is what I should be doing in class. That should make it easier for you as we continue. Furthermore, I would like to point out that on this homepage you will see recent announcements. I will make a written announcement to this class at least once a week about topics like grammar or things that I'm seeing in people's submissions or to answer questions that students ask me. It's helpful for you to look at these announcements as they appear. Important information will be in these announcements, so you can really help yourself by looking at them. The easiest way to do that is to go to these recent announcements at the top of the homepage, look at this new announcement that has a title, and click on the title, like so. And then you will see the announcement that the title goes to. This is a sample announcement about pretty much what I just said, and you can read it again at your leisure. It will be on your homepage for the entire semester. A third thing I'd like to point out is that on this homepage, you can find your grades. You'll find grades for each assignment, each graded assignment, so the assignments, the discussions, the quizzes, and you access those by simply clicking this link, grades. Notice also that it's got a little 1 here. That means that this student has an assignment that they've turned in and needs to be graded. Or has been graded. My apologies. So let's look at that grade. Notice that when you click the grades link, you get the grades for all possible assignments. And in particular, this student is at a grade for assignment 1, what you want to learn. Now it's only a 90%, so I'm curious, what could that student have done better? How could that student improve to 100%? One way to find out is by clicking on the title of the assignment to get more feedback. So, when you click on the title of the assignment, you get this kind of display. The title of the assignments folder, the link View Feedback, and a comment that I have made. To find out more about your assignment, click this View Feedback link, and what you will get is a small copy of the submission that you turned in. Now, again, this is very small. Your screen probably will be bigger and probably easier to read. I want you to notice two things. First, in the actual paper, in the essay, notice that there are these pink letters. These are annotations that I make on your page to suggest more academic ways of putting things. If I don't like the grammar of a sentence, for instance, I might suggest another way to punctuate it, or a different word you can use. Also, there are highlights that lead to these highlighted annotations that look like this. There's more of them, but again, it's hard to see on this small screen. I will use these to make comments that I can't really fit in the space between lines on your paper. Also, I use a rubric, a standardized system, to grade papers, and you can see how you did on that rubric by clicking this link that says Show Rubric. So when you do that, you will see that this paper did pretty well. Got a 5-point score in this category, and in this category, and oops, not so much in this category. The paper, in fact, seems to miss the length requirement, so that is something that this student can keep an eye on as he continues. To make this go away, you can simply press this X. To make this go away, you can simply press this X. And to go back home, the link is to home. And on this page, there is one more thing that I want to show you. Again, because this is an online class, we don't have that much opportunity for contact, but I wanted to give some opportunity for us to meet. So, I've established student meeting or student visiting time over Zoom. It happens Tuesdays between 6:30 and 8 p.m. or 18:30 and 2000 if you like military time. And it is a Zoom meeting where you and I can get together and talk about issues that happen in class or issues that are happening in your life or the news or whatever you like, really. It's an opportunity for us to communicate as humans rather than as instructor and student. And the way to join that meeting is fairly simple. Notice this link on the left-hand menu to CCCD Zoom. Clicking that link will take you to a schedule of upcoming meetings. Notice that the first meeting is on Tuesday, June 15th. That is the first Tuesday of English 100 together. And that each meeting happens a week apart, so every Tuesday. By clicking Join at the right time, you can join that meeting, and again, we can have conversation about whatever you like. Also, each of these meetings is worth 5 extra credit points. That's a large sum. By coming to each of these meetings, you can do very well for yourself in class. We may negotiate this extra credit as time goes by. It's, for me, a work in progress. But I do want to encourage you to use these student visiting hours and, well, visit me. And that's what I want to say about the way that the class is working. To end this, I want to thank you for enrolling in the class. There is no reason for a class without students, and so I'd like to thank you for giving the class a reason to exist, and honestly, for me to continue having a job. If you have any question of any kind, I sincerely hope that you will email me or ask me about it during student visiting time. because I cannot make this class work in its best way without your help, and that is the best way for you to help me, by asking questions. And I would like to close by saying, sincerely, thank you for your time and attention.